I want to talk today for a few minutes about defending your professional license. And I'm here not talking about a malpractice claim or a negligence claim. I'm talking about where someone has filed a complaint with the entity that regulates your professional license. Those can be governmental, and they can be what we call SROs, or self-regulatory organizations. Examples of those are the Florida Bar, FINRA for stockbrokers, CFP, Certified Financial Planners. Those are self-regulating organizations, and they police their own members. Then there are the government regulated, and you can go to your state statute. If you go to, in Florida, if you go to the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation, you can see all the different professions that are governed by that department. And if you have a license, you know that. When you get a complaint filed, typically if it's in an SRO, my experience has been that it's handled through the mail. You receive a copy of the complaint that somebody has made against you, or that the SRO itself is making against you, and then you respond in writing. And those are, you have the time and the opportunity to seek out counsel and prepare a response. The ones that are the most troubling, I find, are the governmental regulations, because they tend to have investigators that come out and they use the surprise visit. They just show up and they want to sit down right now and they want to start quizzing you about this complaint. And I find that what happens is people's inclination is to then sit down and prove that the complaint is wrong, unfounded, and also prove that you're a good guy and you're honest and you're going to answer their questions. That approach is wrong, wrong, wrong. You've got to remember, this is your license that's on the line. This is your career. If you lose your license, it's the business equivalent of a death sentence. And in today's world, even getting a black mark against you, which in almost any profession people can instantly find via the internet, could cause you to lose a major client or a major potential client or contract. So what you need to do when these people show up is you need to be the one that asks the questions. You need to say, what is the specific charge being made against me? Is it in writing? If it is, let me see it. What's the worst case penalty that I'm facing? What is it? Loss of license? Criminal? I had a recent case where there was a complaint about unlicensed sale of insurance. The investigators came in, they did exactly what I'm talk about. They made the sort of the surprise visit. Let's sit down, let's talk right now. The client talks to these people for 45 minutes. The end of the 45 minutes, the investigators say, well, the potential penalty here is a felony. After the person's already sort of spilled their guts on the table, now they tell them that it's a felony. And that makes it very difficult for the attorney if the client's already engaged in a 45-minute conversation where they haven't had any time to prepare or think about what they're being asked. So you want to be the one that asks the question. And when they say, well, the worst case scenario is you could lose your license and even face criminal charges, then you have to treat it as if it's the FBI or the IRS that's sitting across from you. And you quickly end the meeting by saying that given the severity of the potential penalties, I must consult with an attorney before I respond to any of your questions. And you send them out the door and you get in touch with somebody to review what the situation is. And then you let them decide, A, if there's going to be a meeting at all, and if there is, what are the parameters of that meeting going to be. And invariably what the attorney is going to want to do is to get on the phone with those people, let them know that he's going to be involved, and feel them out informally as to what you're really dealing with, and then get back to you to talk about how to prepare for that and how to deal with it. So remember one thing. When that investigator walks in your office, you treat it as if the badge he's showing you says FBI, and you react just as you would if that was the badge that you were seeing.